Hi guys, this is Chris with CodeChris.com. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And this one I'll actually be posting a little bit later. But at this point, I kind of started queuing things, anyways. And so I wanted to bring up biting off more than you can chew. Okay, and putting things. I mean, I know it's a very common phrase of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. But man, nothing has reiterated that over and over and over to me, and especially thinking with my philosophy of form follows function. And okay, so here's the deal. What ended up happening is I basically applied for this job at this place, and today I have the interview. However, I'm super excited, but I think I need to talk about this topic. So, initially on the phone, things went well, and then I was tasked with a test, if you will. And essentially, the test was they sent me a Photoshop piece and some criteria for a website, and they basically wanted to see if I could mark it up, make it move, do all the basic stuff that a front end developer needs to be able to do. And so they basically like, here you go, have at it, right? And here's the version for whatever. And so I got the pieces, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. But I'm like, okay, what sets me apart? What sets me apart? I gotta do this with React. I'm gonna do it with React. I'm learning React. There's no better implementation than right now. And that's probably the first spot there. So this project ended up taking me a very long amount of time, um, because of a number of reasons and hiccups. And this is when I say biting off more than you can chew. Um, I wanted to impress them. Really wanted to impress them. And what ended up happening, actually, I don't know if I can pull this up here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Cool. Reviewing some stuff for an interview. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's like the mock-up, right? Here's the mock-up of what they wanted, and then the site actually got made. GitHub. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Cool. So yeah, so biting off more than you can chew. I end up doing this mock-up, and nothing really fancy about it. Nothing that I'm super like, oh, it's a crazy. I mean, it does its basic whoop whoop whoop, right, and that kind of stuff. So there's nothing super crazy about that, and boop, yeah, there we go. That kind of stuff, right? And it's all hard coded in because, like I said, React ended up being a whole beast in regards to deployment that I hadn't done yet. Anyways, the whole point of this whole video, the whole thing I'm trying to get across, is the ever famous KISS principle of keep it simple, stupid. You just want to try and make things as clean and as clear as possible, so you don't have to overcomplicate things, right? There's a common idea of over-engineering, overbuilding, and like I said, what ended up happening is I ended up getting the interview, and I'll make a separate video about how that actually went. But if you're learning something brand new, there's a time and a place to go ahead and display and implement what you've learned and show it off. But if you're still in the process of learning, depending on what it is, it might not be the best time to go ahead and throw that in there. Because you're going to go into some issues. This project actually, I was working with Sass and mixins and whatever, and what ended up happening is over at my current job, we don't use Sass, but I started messing with it a little bit, and there were some things that I didn't think about as good practices, and here I am coding and kind of building good practices while simultaneously kind of messing with it. And now I basically use it as a training exercise, which is great. And I've also convinced work to be on the SaaS side, which is great. But once again, at the end of the day, try and keep it simple. You definitely want to do impressive things. You definitely want to do all sorts of craziness. But if I had started this over and skipped React entirely. Just did it the good old-fashioned way. One, the code would be a lot cleaner. Two, I would have started with the correct process. And this one I actually did it backwards. I started on the desktop instead of mobile. I know, big mistake. And so I would have been doing mobile first. I would have, well, knowing this now, it also would have saved me a lot of code time because you would be doing things mobile first, which just makes your coding life much, much easier. And, a lot of this is just stuff because I was excited, because I was like, oh man, I can't wait. So I was super excited and just get in the game right away. And so there's all that. On top of all this, what it basically comes down to is that would have given me extra time. As it is, I was shooting to finish earlier, but because of these constant stopping and restarting the project, changing how I'm going to approach it, because of all of that, which is mostly because of me trying to do something over the top, what ended up happening is I ended up not achieving the final result and product that I wanted. I had ideas for making things look cool and move in and animate in and do all this interactivity, which I never really got to. Just because at the end of the day, I had a deadline to meet, and I started applying my approach of form follows function much. I think I definitely was trying to approach it from what I thought was simple, because I definitely think building it on something else would make it a lot cleaner, a lot easier to understand, which is true, but at the same time, I wasn't ready for final deployment. I didn't know how to do server-side rendering. I didn't know how to get that stuff ready. So probably not the best idea to showcase your skill set on something that, you don't quite know how to put together yet. And yeah. So anyways, the principle of keep it simple, go ahead and just keep that moving. Anyways, this has been Chris with CodeChris.com. I will let you know how the interview went, and hopefully I have some good news. If not, it's always a good learning experience. You can always take away good things from these interviews, regardless. So thank you for watching, guys. Any comments or ideas on what I should talk about, please leave a comment down below. That's it. Thank you and have a nice day. Where's the stop button?